Well, I'm gonna try something new here. I'm gonna first admit that I kind of feel stupid sitting here talking to myself through my computer. But buddy of mine, Chris Smith, started doing this video blog, and I thought it was really cool, and have been reading it quite a bit, or not reading it, watching it, and it's been kind of cool. So I thought, well, I'll steal that idea. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to post some video blogs because I'm not really great at typing and getting my thoughts out, but I don't mind talking. So I'll do that and try to keep it short and to the point because that way I know my buddy Gary will actually watch it and not turn it off halfway through because I'm taking too long. So just gonna give this thing a shot. Kind of bring you up, man. I had a great summer. Um, a lot of you know, Meg and I bought a house in February, and so just been doing a lot of things around the house and spending a lot of money on our house, and so it's been cool. Just trying to figure out when we're going to stop spending money on our house, and but just been a great summer. My parents came up and visited us, and just all kinds of cool stuff. Great camps this summer. Just a lot of fun and just a good summer overall. Kind of glad to be back in a routine with the kids back in school. I love routines, and so it's great to have them back and kind of be on that morning schedule and everything like that, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of about what's been going on over the summer. Just a kind of a brief little thing, but man, I'm really excited about this fall. And God, I just really think is going to do some cool things in our youth ministry and in our lives. I'm just really excited about it. We had an incredible youth service last night. I've been talking this month about being uncommon and living an uncommon life. And so, last night, we were kind of basing it all off 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example to the believers in speech and life and love and faith and in purity. And last week we talked about faith. Last night we talked about speech, and just talked about how kids, that it's a heart thing, and talked to them about how they speak to their friends, how they speak to other people, and how people look at them because of the way they speak, and not necessarily about what they say, but just how they talk to their friends, and just seemed like a regular little service until the end, and we opened up the altar time, and kids came forward and had a young lady that came up and felt like God had given her something to share, and so she shared that, and it was just a great word about reaching out and being a campus missionary and reaching out to their friends, and just a great word that she had, and God just really began to move, and we were already over time at that point, and but man, I tell you what, another young lady came up and shared just to her some of the things that she was kind of feeling convicted about in regard to how she had treated people in her sixth grade year, and God just really used those two things to really do some cool things in the lives of our students. Finally, I had a group of about, I don't know, probably 8 girls that were sitting around way past 9 o'clock. Parents were waiting on them, but they were talking about just how they could be a better Christian at school, and how they could be a better campus missionary. And so I'm just really excited about what God has for this fall. We've got a retreat coming up in October that I just think is going to be awesome. And a shout out to Aaron Pippin and some of the other guys that are going to be there, and just really looking forward to that. Really believe that God's going to do some cool things at that retreat. And final thing, real quick, I found out last night. I was actually outside of my house on Monday. Quick little story here. Outside of my house on Monday, and the ambulance went flying by my house and turned up the street and went up towards the middle school, and didn't really think a lot about it. Knew one of my youth leaders is a volleyball coach, and that she normally is having volleyball practice at that time. Kind of just crossed my mind, I wonder if that's a student. But and then they left, and strangely enough, when they left, they had their lights and sirens on. And I know from working with the fire department back home when I was in high school that generally they don't run to the hospital hot unless it's a life or death emergency. And so just kind of thought about that. Well, then all of a sudden, my youth leader walked in last night, and there was a young lady, 8th grader. Her name's Morgan. Been to our youth group once or twice, and she collapsed at the practice. They called the ambulance. As soon as they got her to the hospital, her heart stopped. They brought her back. Life flighted her. I can't remember if it's Toledo or Cleveland, but life flighted her out, and she's got a blocked coronary artery. she's only like 75 pounds, you know, 8th grade girl, real skinny. She's too thin really to operate on it. Her body may not be able to handle it. She's got sickle cell anemia, just all of this stuff, and she just absolutely needs a miracle. And so I would ask you, if you would just pray for Morgan, that God would just move her. Her heart is at about 125 beats per minute, and they can't do the surgery that they need to do until that heart slows down. And so I just ask that you just pray for her and just allow God to move in her life and do some cool things in her life. So anyway, that's it for this blog. I hope you enjoy it, and would love to have some comments, some feedbacks about what you think, and tell me I look fat. I know I need to lose some weight, but anyway, the camera does add 10 pounds, so remember that. So anyway, have a good one. Take care.